Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, and it is Thursday, January 26th, YC125, and this is the Eve Universe Show. All right, so for our main event, I am going to have to say sorry in advance, and I'm going to be saying that because that is the organization whose leader we will be interviewing. So sorry in advance for all of the confusion and clickbait title, I'm sure. But welcome to Ben, the CEO, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm the co-CEO. Okay.
Co-CEO of Sorry in Advance.
Yeah, because Sorry in Advance is led by two people. So me and Damzunal, that is actually my wife. So hence I'm the co-CEO. Actually, like, I don't own anything if you think about it, but let's not go there just yet.
I just had this vision of you having like corp assets in your prenup, right? Like,
yeah, and half of it like it's her already.
There you go. All right, fair enough. But while I do respect your organization, you do wormhole stuff, right? You're a wormhole
Yes,
now?
now yes. Like, we've been in the wormhole for 4 months approximately. We've been like holding sub and nosec before that, and doing different kind of other nosec stuff before. So yeah.
So we have chatted before. You've been on this show because you ran for the CSM last year.
Indeed, I did.
And you did a pretty good job, I would think.
Yeah, like first time there, and I ended up like the 18 yet. So only like eight people below me to get into the CSM on the first try. Yeah, that was, yeah. I was really proud. I'm still proud of like the performance that I did.
So you say that's the first try, though. Does that mean that there's going to be a second try here soon?
Thing is, as of now that I'm a wormholer, like, I've got Marca Erectus, and it seems to be doing quite a fine job. So I might be cheerleading for the guy, but more than that, I would need like a real incentive or something. As of now, like, yeah, like, the guy seems like really good.
The biggest threat that can happen to the wormhole candidacy is when the vote gets split, right? When we've seen that before, when we have like 4 or 5 good wormhole candidates end up that like nobody gets elected because they get eliminated because they don't individually have enough to hang on there. So that is both a noble thing to do and a pretty strong support of Mark. So that's good. And I think that he has actually done some really good job. He's done a good job not only advocating for the for the wormholers to CCP, but also communicating from CCP back to us about things going on, in particular when it comes to answering like the wormholers' questions. So doing a great job. But that's not why we're here. We're not here about the CSM. We're not here about wormholes, and we're not here about your in-game organization.
Indeed.
We're here more about your out-of-game organizing. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Eve Montreal?
Yeah, so earlier this week, we've announced the Eve Montreal. Well, it's coming back now for its 3rd year. We'll be doing that at the Sugar Shack once again. And yeah, it's gonna be quite a blast, just as last time. It's a dinner. We start at 11 local time. Great fun. Like, we got Mark from CCP and some other stuff, and yeah, it's really a blast every year.
So wait, my math may be wrong, but 3 years ago was 2020. 2020 was not a year known for gatherings. How did Eve Montreal start midst a pandemic?
We had like this weird time during the pandemic, like it was in December, where
Oh,
like it
okay.
was like, oh, here, see, like we might get like this, this hope here, and
There were flares of optimism. That's true.
yeah, and like there was like the few like restaurant that were like, "Hey, if we do that like this way, we can actually get like some gathering." So the first one was like with all the thing on, and it was more like let's say organized, if I can say, like the way that you needed to see it and everything. But whatever, it did happen. We had fun. It was fun enough to actually propose it for another year, which was actually 2022.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
2022 it was more normal. Still had some like
Well,
pandemic
yeah.
stuff.
If it's good when it's in the middle of that, then I mean, like it's going to be a lot of fun. Like the more safer it is, I don't know. The more we get past all of this, so
Exactly.
that's really cool. Um, that said, you said it's at the Sugar Shack again, and you said
Yeah.
that like I should know what the hell that means.
Yeah.
What is it? What is a Sugar Shack? And no, like what kind of thing should somebody expect if they're going to be going there?
Okay. Well, Sugar Shack. Well, it's quite the Canadian thing, if I might say. You got some in the North US at some places, but it's more popular in the in Canada. So what it is, it's like a big shack in the middle of the wood,
Does it have
where
sugar?
well, actually maple syrup.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Okay,
That's a
so
very Canadian thing.
that's where we make maple syrup.
I
You
got you.
can see like all the industrial things like around it, how the trees are plugged in, and like all the maple water, and like the evaporators and all that stuff. You can all see it. It's really like a local cuisine with unlimited bacon, by the way. So yeah, like that, we got that. Like it's our second year of the road. Like it's unlimited bacon. One of our participants last year did not believe into the unlimited bacon. Although after his seventh ball of bacon, he
Ball.
yeah
Okay.
a ball. He became a believer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of
Be-
bacon.
beat by the bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm
So
curious as to like the logistics of making a ball of bacon. Like I've heard of like a weave of bacon, but a
no, well,
ball?
actually, like it's a ball full of bacon.
Oh, okay. So it's not like it's not like a ball of
Yeah,
string.
no,
It's not
no,
a ball made of bacon. It's a ball containing bacon.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, no, no. The clarity is important. I mean, obviously these are the hard hitting questions. But I think that's what a Concord Road Drone bacon. Okay. Uh, so
Yeah, just reading the chat. Yeah, you did hear unlimited bacon.
yes. All right. So besides unlimited bacon, what else could people expect if they come to Eve Montreal?
It's a family-friendly event, so you can come with your plus one with your kids. If you go on the event page, you'll see like the pricing depending on like who you bring. So it's really like for everyone to come because we know that sometimes with families and stuff it might be harder, and we want it to be well, it's family friendly. Like the idea behind a sugar shack, it's for the family. So you also got like a little farm there with a few animals. After the dinner, you can go like there's how do you call that? Like some rides like in the woods. You just sit like, behind and enjoy the ride, and yes, pretty sweet.
That's pretty sweet. Okay. So, and I'm going to click get tickets here. Does it say anything? Is it okay? So, an adult player is $50 Canadian. A young player, oh, sorry, An adult is $50, and a young person is just under $30 Canadian.
Yeah,
And then
it
very
does
young
include,
is 15.
yeah, and a very, very, very young, it's
Free. Yeah.
Because me. And like it does include everything, taxes, the pourboire, so the tip,
Gratuity.
yeah, like and like some extra stuff. Everything goes into that.
Okay. Do you know if any CCP developers are going to be there this year?
They have not answered that question just yet.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, well, sure. I'll see if Paragon want to he want to come. Let's see if he'll be able to. Not sure, but yeah, if they send a CCP developer, we'll fatten them quite enough.
And for those of you who may not be pre-2020, when we did have like a lot more fan gatherings, that is not unusual. Like the expectation that CCP developers would be there is like they do that all the time. So I would actually expect that to be worked out. You may not necessarily know right now, especially with like the CSM summit happening right now. Like there's a lot of things for them to be paying attention to logistically, but that seems like the kind of thing. And hopefully, especially without FanFest in the beginning of the year, that's later in the year, March might be a good time for them to, spill the beans on something maybe, even.
Yeah, well, they got London also soon. They got like Eve London soon. Like I saw it somewhere, like in what was it?
The Pulse? Or was that yours?
Yeah, maybe the Pulse.
I guess I saw it. I saw the thing on the Pulse, and I assumed it was Eve Montreal, but I didn't pay that close of attention.
Yeah, we're like on the other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, I just remember I caught that they were talking about a fan gathering, and because we were getting ready for this, I just like in my mind I was like, oh yeah, they're talking about Eve Montreal. That's pretty cool, but it may have been Eve London instead. But so the picture here has like tons of people at a crowd. Like how many people show up to these things? How many people are you expecting?
Well, for this year, I aim to 40. The capacity of the place is 350. So if people got
room to grow.
Yeah, there's room to grow. It's just that for now, it's 40. We'll see how ticket sells. If it goes above, I'll expand the reservation, no problem. We got room, a lot.
Very cool, very cool. Well, is there anything else about this that you wanted to talk about? Maybe I didn't cover.
Well, that's good.
Oh, details are at the Eventbrite. Make sure to hit that up. We'll have a link in the comments of this video, and I will post it in chat right now. If you are interested, go ahead and check it out. I assume that if you can't physically go there, there's no virtual connection or anything. There's no plan on anything like that. It's like if you can go, then go eat bacon. Otherwise, hear about it on TV.
Yeah, because it's in the woods. So
that's fair. That's a good point. That is you guys are really leaning into that Canadian stereotype, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the goal of the whole alliance.
I see. Yeah, well, I mean,
to be as Canadian as we can.
Flagrantly Canadian.
Yeah, with all the mercs that we can get. I don't know if it's on the right side for people.
Yeah, actually, it looks like it should be fun. Good. Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
And all the beaver jokes and everything.
So this is how you know I'm a professional. Speaking of beavers, you also have another thing to talk about, which is that you do your own show. Which is what's it? It's not like the Beaver Show, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, as simple as that. The Beaver Show.
Oh, it is the Beaver Show. Okay, cool. Now I will admit, I haven't gotten too much of a chance to check it out. I just for some reason missed it a few times. So why don't we talk about what kind of things do you go over on your show?
So I do the show with Demsna and
With who?
like Demsna, my co-CEO, as my wife.
Got it. Tracking. So it's you and your wife doing a podcast, I'm assuming, right? Basically.
Yeah, well, it's like we started on Twitch, then exported on YouTube. There's a section that I'm doing that is going to podcast, and yeah,
But
so
it's like a talk show. You're not like running missions or something like that.
yeah,
It's
it's more more
just-
like a talk show.
okay. What kind of things do you tackle? What's your angle?
So we start by like everything that's to do with the news. So maybe like CCP, like the game itself, like the patches, like and like this level of news. But we also go into what's happening into the game, as we did like cover the whole fire war like in 2 weeks, because it only lasts 1 week, so we did cover the whole war. So we're pretty proud of that achievement.
Speaking of fire. All right. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, fire, like something in nullsec. We covered like what's happening, like yeah, nullsec with some of people that we can chat with to get some information. We got information about lowsec, factional warfare a little bit, and into like a wormhole space when there's something. So we got that section, like the news, like it's big part of the of the show. Then we got a section called the subvention. So it's people go there and they learn about a character. Okay, so named Castor d'Amour, that we can just translate by the Beaver of Love. It is a bit weird, strange voice. It's an acquired taste, I might say. And the voice should be getting better with time.
I feel like I suddenly have more questions than answers.
That's a whole section, like just like the section there. We also call that like misinformation, because Castor d'Amour is how can I say here?
So you have like a character.
Yeah.
You have a character segment where he's like he's like almost like a straw man, or he's a caricature of a certain type of person. Is that basically?
Yeah, he's the kind of person that will give you false information just because she can. So,
right. So like Baghdad Bob, whatever Brisk was doing during the war back in the day, where it was like a caricature of like a propaganda minister.
Not exactly.
Okay.
Her first like appearance last week, it was if you put like a certain color of skin on your ship, and that you fit every module with the same color, you'll unlock like advantages that CCP does not want you to know about.
Got it. So like, yeah, okay. So just truly silly things.
Yeah.
Red ones go faster level stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. That's great. So, but okay, who is your target audience? Is this more of like an internal alliance communication system, or is this a broader audience?
It's I'll say like a broader audience, because like we got like some segment, and we cover quite a lot of other stuff too.
Fountain Frank. Sorry, thank you. Fountain Frank. Fountain Frank was Brisk Rubal's propaganda minister's impression. Sorry,
yeah. Oh, it's all right.
Drake filled in the details.
As long as you're sorry, there's no issue.
I know. I perpetually. So I should be Canadian, maybe. All right.
Oh, yeah. That's doable.
Go on. You were talking before I blurted.
So yeah, yeah. So that's the subvention, like with the cartoon-ish thingy.
Mm-hmm.
We started also like a lore section, where actually
you really are faction warfare and lore. You really are, trespassing a little bit here.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't do it in French.
Oh, yep. That's a fair argument. That's a solid one. Wait, so hold on. The entire podcast is in French?
Well, the show, because the show we got like the first section of the show that is in French, then we redo the show like an hour and or so after that in English, because real Canadian,
How?
both languages.
No, but like you're having like an organic conversation.
Yeah,
How do you have an organic conversation and then just repeat the same organic conversation in another language?
that's called being Canadian.
No, fair enough. All right, fair enough. That's a skill set I do not have. That's fascinating. Now I gotta go check out you guys' show just to see how it like works out. That's really cool.
So yeah, so
Wow.
once we got like this section and like the lore, like I translate one section of CCP lore, that's like official stuff, and after that, like this section, I upload it like to be available on podcast so that people can actually listen to it like in their core and learn about Eve history.
Commendable. Yeah, no. That's awesome. I appreciate you going through all that effort in order to kind of bring that to them. The Eve lore is extremely interesting, but also extremely opaque from the outside. It does take somebody to kind of walk people through anywhere past like the surface level, Gallente are the democracy, Caldari are the I almost said fascists, but state.
Fair enough.
The surface level stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you like go over chronicles or like the news events?
Okay, well, for now, like it's the real basic stuff. So the first one was Origin.
Okay.
So, and
Like
after
the
that,
trailer?
no, like there's a story like Origin that is really like the first human came from the portal and what we think happened all those years ago, and like it's one of the stories on the Eve universe thingy.
Chronicle?
Yeah, I know it's not a chronicle.
Oh.
Chronicle is like it's another section.
Okay.
You got then now after that I was supposed to do the another section that present more the Four Empire. But with the state of my voice, at the last show, we did cut a few segments. So we did cut Castor Damo, we did cut the lore, and yeah, pro trick and stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. So what is, I'm going to ask the stupid question. What is your favorite like lore topic that you guys have tackled so far?
Well, we are only at our second show.
Oh, okay.
So we did, but like before that, as a say learning curve for streaming and stuff, the RMC news when RMC was still alive, and that we were part of it. We were doing the RMC news, doing it was kind of a bit like the meta show, but more like RMC oriented, with some news here and there, a little bit more spinning. And yeah, so we learn a lot with that show and how those things works. So yeah, you found Origin.
Yes, I did. So this is just a lore article, right? So this is just, if you go to the universe thing, go down to lore, it's one of the ones there. So yeah, this is really cool. It also, I don't know if I've ever read this particular article, and it starts with this really long passage from the 7 events of the apocalypse, which I'm particularly interested in. So I'm gonna have to circle back on this later. I've been piecing together the prophecies, because there's obviously the article on the prophecies, but then the Erebus also has a piece of the prophecy in it, and the prophecy trailer has a piece of the Erebus's piece of the prophecy in it. So could be interesting. At any rate, I digress. So yeah, that's really cool. How have you guys? How successful has it been so far? Only 2 episodes. Probably haven't established yourself fully yet.
Oh no, not at all. It's the beginning once again. When we were with the RMC show, it was quite easier because we had like all the RMC based audience that we could just broadcast to it. We were like in the leadership and everything, so we had access to all the easy channels. So like an easy way to get to reach people. Now, we got a lot of those people that are still subscribed to the account, so they don't see it like live because we decided to do our stuff in our time zone because live.
So you do record it live?
Yep.
Okay. Or you do it on Twitch and then it gets exported to YouTube. That's pretty typical. Okay, so when is it then?
It's the Tuesday evening at for the English section it's at 2015 East time.
Okay.
Yeah.
East time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what about New Eden time?
In New it's near midnight.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right. Okay.
If you turn in and you don't understand the language, it's because we're not finished.
Just wait longer.
With the French section. Wait a little bit. You'll get the right one.
Don't leave. Just sit there and lurk for a little while.
Yeah, and laugh at the silly language.
Yeah, totally. Let it wash over you. Immersion. You'll learn some French Canadian.
Too. Exactly, and you might learn some cursing, but not that much. Like we're real Canadian.
I gotta tell this story. Back in the early days when I was a raid leader in World of Warcraft, we had this small contingency of about 6 or so French Canadian guys because we were willing to work with them, and so they joined our group. And there was like one dude. The way this always works is like there's one guy that knows enough English that like I can talk to them, and then they can kind of like translate out to everyone else, right? But I also I have noticed that a lot of French Canadians know English quite well. But at any rate, they're always getting on to me to learn French. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to learn French to communicate with you guys. Like, I'm in the military. I have other things to focus on. But then one day we were fighting Onyxia. And Onyxia has a random component to it that makes it so that it's like some nights it's 1 try, some nights it's like 6 tries. This happened to be closer to the 7 try side of things. And we're going back to it. And I just responded with like, man, she's got some sort of je ne sais quoi tonight. And they lost their goddamn mind.
Yeah.
All right. That was it. That's my French Canadian experience. No, but I also have worked with them quite a bit with the Gallente Federation. Do you guys have any association with the Gallente Federation at all? Because I know that the French have a close tie to there.
Maybe like our cousin on the other side of the Atlantic. I've got some people like it's really personal. As of I do like this T-shirt. Like
nice, yes.
The fan fest of this year.
It's perfect. Like Jita, right? It's a Jita. Yeah.
With the colory stuff, yeah, I really like it.
Are you guys looking forward to / have any plans for the Allegiance system when you can interact with Faction Warfare?
Like that's something that we're really looking into. I don't know like what form it's gonna take because we got people that are doing like different kind of stuff, and it's not everyone that want to get into like the factional warfare, and the thing is it gets complicated for logistics if you get your whole alliance into it.
Yes, no, trust me, I understand. Yeah, exactly. So the problem is that war decks faction war is based on the war deck system, right? And you're either at war or you're not, right? If any corporation is at war with another corporation, then the alliance that those corporations are in are at war by definition. That's how the wars work. So by that note, if anybody is in the alliance is in faction warfare, the entire alliance has to be in faction warfare. There's no in and out. That's what you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
And that's the part the Allegiance system's supposed to address.
Yeah. So if we can go like, we're a few people that want to get into the Caldari section, and I think that's going to be great content.
Just want your Phoenix Navy issue. So
sorry.
You just want the Phoenix Navy issue. No.
Yeah, like not at a C3, not big use.
Oh, that's fair. But I will say, like, one of the things that's important, especially as we get closer to that, I guess I'll just take this opportunity to point out that, like, in the last faction campaign, one of the things that confused everybody was that everybody assumed that you had to be in faction warfare to participate in it. But all of the activities that were happening, the mining and the hacking, did not require you to be in any side in order to participate. And that was one thing that very few people like caught up on, and therefore I think that limited the number of people that paid attention. So even without an allegiance system, as the next faction campaign begins, chances are there will be significant portions of that which can be interacted with regardless of what faction you happen to be in as far as your corporation or whatever. So that's also worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, and I saw that like the HQ moved 2 days ago or something. Do you know if there's like something that started around that people not in factional warfare can get involved in?
We actually don't know what's happening with these HQs. If I can turn off the logo here. What we're actually looking at here is the Amarian HQ system as it speaks. So right now, the Caldari and let's take a step back. At the beginning of the faction campaign period, like last summer, we started to see, as there was stuff going on in Othanoon, major construction in Samanuni in the Caldari state and Amignon in the Gallente Federation. We found out that, of course, they both were building a Stargate to Othanoon, which was the first faction campaign for those guys. The Caldari succeeded, and now Samanuni directly connects to Othanoon. Now, Samanuni has been getting some buildup, but ever since then, there has been buildup throughout the entire constellation that Samanuni is in. And it turns out that another system, Onamon, in that same constellation is adjacent to low-sec warzone already, right? It is a low-sec entry point for their side of the warzone. Meanwhile, next to Amignon has been being built up, and also its adjacent system of Jafit. This Amar side of things that popped up today is very new. Like, this was the system that was used for the data turn-in. Like, the Amar and Mimitar were both told different systems to turn their data into. And now this is going to become the Amarian headquarters. So this is also adjacent to LOSEC on the Amarian side. So it looks like they're putting these headquarters for the four races in their own deep backline, basically, as a place to project out from and perhaps a place for like future goals, just like how the data turn-in was in what is now the headquarters for the Amar, right? So I think that's more what it's going to be. Right now, there's nothing really to do besides watch the things get built.
Well, we'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, but they have said that faction campaigns are a chance for us to change the world, right? Like, how the faction campaign plays out will impact how the universe is changed. So while there isn't anything right now, it is what we're seeing is the signs that we are very, very close to the next, starting point.
Yeah, someone in the chat is talking about a mail that they received in the Caldari militia concerning the HQ.
Yep. The day of the HQ being established, there was a Caldari, there was a missive sent out by the leader of the Caldari militia, which is Haika Torigo. She's the commander of like the Caldari militia. So she put out another orders that basically establishes the system of Onamon as as the new HQ, that future operations are going to be there, and that it just so happened that at the time there was a Sancha incursion going on. I don't know if it's still there today, but it does say basically clear up the Sancha incursion as fast as possible. We need it gone so we can do what we want to do. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. This is bleeding at level stuff. We haven't even gotten like an Eve news report about it. So
they might be waiting for the weekend to get everything out.
Well, this is kind of how it works. They kind of, this is the build up, right? So
we'll see tomorrow.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of one of those things that like any day, right? Like hell, CCP could tweet right now and Twitch could go live broadcasting something else that's crazy. Like we are in that like environment at the moment.
Oh yeah, and by the way, did you saw like the post concerning sound, the
Yes.
music?
Yeah, I was going to go over this before you came, but we didn't get around to it. So basically, this isn't like a what's coming blog. This is more of a, hey, this is what's going on blog, right? So on the first note, they talk about how the music is now on Spotify, which is really cool. And I'm happy to report that it would appear that the copyright issues that probably stem from that are now over. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I heard that you had some issue concerning stuff under an asteroid.
I was getting, like, every day, I was getting 2 or 3 of my old videos, or any video that I had that had beneath the asteroids in it, would get demonetized, and I'd have to have it, like, cut from it and all this stuff. But I worked with CCP. They did a good job staying on point, and they got it resolved. So, and yesterday, or not yesterday, but Tuesday, I intentionally left it in and have not been struck by it. So, yay! But with that being said, it does mean that it is available to everybody on Spotify, and content creators can still use it too, which is great. There is new turret and sound effects. I love the sound prioritization and sound effects, but I'm also like one of those I zoom into my ship kind of things. What have you thought about the new sound stuff so far?
Well, on the sounds like themselves, I'm not zooming down to my ship, except to look at the new logo that I've unlocked.
There you go.
For battle and everything, using the tactical view mostly. Sometimes tackle, yeah, I'll be closer to actually like do the double clicking instead of like press Q down then double click in a direction. But yeah, most of the time I'll be mostly remote to be able to get the right direction that I need to go.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Well, I mean, I think it's been pretty cool. I do mission and stuff like that as well, which is where a lot of that like looking at your ship kind of comes into play, I think, as opposed to fleet PvP where it's like you're not there to ogle your skin, you're there to get some work done. But I do find that it's been very good at like clearing out. I've noticed I've caught more sound cues of like E-War and stuff like that being used, because there's like, if you're in a big enough fight, it's just noise at that point in the old system. So that's the sound prioritization system has been very effective in that way. And I don't really see a performance problem, but I don't know. I don't really have that much to say about it now that hasn't been said before, but I do want to key in on something that you said right there and kind of take a step aside, since we're talking about Uprising and things that were added, the new logos. So I have a theory that I wanted to share with you about this.
Oh yeah, with the color of the module?
Well, no. So the heraldry system is going to be more than just logos, right? So
Yeah.
Why is it just logos? I have a theory as to why. My theory is that they don't have the tool to let us visualize heraldry items yet. And these heraldry items, if you bought one and you didn't like it, you'd be upset. You know what your logo looks like. The only thing you don't know is where it goes on the ship. So they can sell that, and the size of it. So, but they can sell it to you sight unseen, knowing that you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to be getting. But anything else when it came to heraldry, you'd almost certainly need a preview.
Yeah, and not only that, I don't know if you remember, in Iceland this 2022, they showed the personalization window that they had in mind.
Yes.
And they had a lot of stuff there, like
when
kill
it
marks
first...
marker, stuff to like they were supposed to have like section of your ship that represent the module that you got on. So if you got like armor plates, well, there would be like armor plates, like supplement on your ship that
Yep.
fits the kind of ship that you got.
Right. Yeah, and the very tools that make that work is I think the things they've been using to like make the new Navy issue ships look bulkier and stuff. They've been adding like little doodads and stuff. Yeah, no, there's certainly a lot of really cool stuff coming. When the heraldry first hit the test servers, actually, there was an entire dial of different places to slot things into. It's just the rest of them were ineligible at the moment. So yeah, they definitely have some other stuff, and there's going to be multiple places you can have. Just like now, you can have the Alliance logo and the Corp logo at the same time. So it is exciting. But yeah, at first I was very disappointed in the fact that it's like, well, they like the heraldry system seems so much promise, and Corp logos are great, but it seems so limiting to stick with that. But yeah, I hope that I think that with Allegiance system, like I foresee this big thematic patch within the next month or two, right? Like you can see like a faction campaign plus Allegiance plus some new heraldry items or whatever. Like they could easily package just what we know that they have coming at one time to make like almost another expansion, or at least a Uprising 1.1 or whatever you want to call it.
Well, there's 2 expansion like in what they are like announcing this year.
Correct, but this is all stuff that we know we're getting before the expansion.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a first quarter, so they got well, month and a half.
Yeah,
so,
and
yeah.
I did have a video where we talked about that and what's next and all that stuff. My theory is that the spring expansion is going to be basically leading up to or part of the release of the transmuters, right? Where this whole thing is heading, right? The Caldari and the Kamar, what they've been developing, what they've been doing, their research on stellar transmuters eventually will be given to the nullsec and other people in order to be able to use on their stars in order to make modifications with some positives and negatives, right? More wormhole connections, better sites, or better ore or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense, and it matches the fact that it shows like a transmuted star in the picture. And then for the final one, though, this is the tinfoil that I like to spread around, which is the last one is Caddis Tashmerkon, with her hands in the air towards the Golden Fleet. Now it's worth noting that all of these clips are from the Uprising trailer or other like recent imagery, so it's not like it was made for this, but it is worth noting that we have been watching Tashmerkon specifically for their imminent invasion of Stain. So it seems sort of suspicious that the winter expansion, which would be just in time for the faction warfare side of this whole system to be kind of wrapped up and be ready to start including the pirate factions, to have Tashmerkon invade Sancha. And that just kind of...
That would be great.
Think about it this way. The Caldari just took over nullsec peacefully. So we've established that empires can't have null security space, especially with Concord basically failing. So what if the Amar takes space less peacefully? They don't seem like the peaceful sort. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting year for sure.
Yeah, with what is going to be announced at FanFest for the 20th anniversary.
Yep, that's going to be a big one too. I also think it's interesting that they moved it to the winter. I don't know why they would do that. I don't know if that's like just logistics with the venue or whatever, but it feels like the kind of thing that they would move because that's when the timing is right for whatever their announcements that they want to do.
That's sure, because...
Like a shooter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got in mind. There's no other reason to move it there, unless there's like that kind of announcement.
Right. All right. Well, we have definitely strayed off of the topics that you have been talking about. Oh, I guess you partially did that, but we were talking about the sound stuff actually. So the Upwell hangers. How have you guys been enjoying the Upwell hangers?
Aside from the docking, it is a little bit buggy, It's nice looking, but like it does like get some difficulty when you got like multiple accounts. Like it's harder on like on the graphic card. So I got like maybe like just my main and maybe another tune that got the Ingar like in
Everybody else's
section.
view outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like it looks good. But yeah, like still a few bugs to work on. Like the T3s are not there yet.
Yes.
Some icons and some like the background. Sometimes like it's blurry. Sometimes some section are not.
Well, they just did. It's in the patch notes today. We haven't looked at it on stream yet, but they did say that they fixed some of the blurring in Upwell hangars today.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you noticed any of the rare events that happen while you're sitting in there?
Yeah, like at some point, I've noticed that there's like kind of a Zamboni like under the ship. At some point.
I keep making the joke that is the cleanest hallway in EVE Online because like it only ever gets cleaned. He just comes out all the time and cleans it. Yeah. All right. Well, did you see during the holidays?
Yeah. So
that little bot shot fireworks.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I saw this one.
I think that there's other rare events too, but I haven't been able to find too many yet.
Yeah, at some point you play the game so you don't see them all.
Yeah, there was a stream the other day where it was like for like 30 minutes I just got lost at like looking around the hangar and like going between different ships and being like, oh, I can see my ship from here. And that was like, that embarrassingly enough was not like November. That was Tuesday, I think. So, there's a lot going on. And I also like the fact that like there's different environments for the 3 different types of structure, right?
Yeah.
Like an Astrahus doesn't look like an Athanor.
But the Vortizar looks like a Keepstar.
True. Yes, because they're both Citadels.
Yeah, but the Vortizar doesn't look like the Astrals.
True, because it says Upwell structures such as the Sodio Engineering Complex and the Athanor have all been granted their own unique sound design. Oh, okay, that's different. Yeah, there are some differences. Okay, so you're saying that the Astrahus it looks different, but the Vortizar and the Keepstar are the same.
I didn't saw any difference between the two. Okay. I don't know if people in chat saw something, but I did not.
Have you ever sat in one while it was under attack yet?
Usually I'm in the gunner seat, so at least with one tune and actually defending. So I did not enjoy the inside of it that much.
Well, when you get a chance, it's worth checking out. Like there's sparks that are flying and like different alarms are going off and all that sort of stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw when you put it one online that you got the low power alert and all that stuff. Yep. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, they've been really putting a lot of work into the little details that add to immersion, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually taking back to these soundscape things. Like one of the things I was thinking about before this is that the music of Uprising section, they put all of this talking about the background music of like the battlefields, for example, right? How it changes based on who's in control and whether or not control is shifting and all this stuff. And like, it's too easy for us as players to be like, why would you do that? Right? Like, why would you, why care this much about the sound? Just put on, who cares? Eve has sound. But here's the thing. Sound affects us subconsciously, right? The thing is that we aren't going to notice how this sort of stuff like makes it better for us. It just does. And the thing is that they're willing to put in that attention to detail just in case we do.
Yeah, and I
think that's good. That's good game development right there.
Yeah. Have you listened to those on Spotify or elsewhere?
The new ones? I did listen to a little bit. I can put some of them on.
Oh, yeah.
I do like the fact that like they're very ephemeral. They're very like transcendental.
Like the 80s kind of music.
Okay, so this is what I'm playing now is the Uprising trailer. Or not the Uprising trailer, but this is the Uprising login screen. Or not, character select screen. So we've all heard this one.
Okay, yeah. But the other ones, if you watch like a 2001 Space Odyssey, you'll get the same feeling.
All right, so I'm going to play Equilibrium. So this is Equilibrium. Yeah, it's got those. They said like it's not. There's like no beats or rhythms, melodies, and progressions. So it's just like things flowing into each other, different tones coming in and out.
Yeah, depending on, let's say, your hearing preference, having the same note held down on a keyboard for more than 2 minutes on a high pitch might be not as pleasant.
That's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and there are people that have that kind of sensitivity. You do hear about that occasionally. Like, oh, it's giving me a splitting headache. Okay, so you don't actually like some of this sound.
Yeah, well, that's what's nice about having those on Spotify. Because I can only add like those that I want on my list and don't get the ones that I do not want on my list.
Very cool. Okay. And you can always hit there's an in-game checkbox that allows you to override it with the standard music or like old school music, I think. Right?
Yeah, but like I usually just uncheck music and put my own because
well, yeah, that's an option
when
too,
you're
for
like
sure.
when you're in a battle and you don't want like something like really smooth and or whatever. I like, let's say, AC/DC during that time, or depends on people.
I don't listen to music when I'm in a fight. I focus all on comms, man.
Well, on the feeling that you want to get, but yeah.
All right, and I'm going to play the factional supremacy one. Oh yeah, I've heard this a lot. This is the one that people have been calling like the Battlestar Galactica music with like the drums going on and everything. I do like the fact that basically what they seem to be doing is they're establishing like a tone for each of the empires, so that way they can like bring in that empire's tones to do music. I think it honestly probably would have been better, or maybe they did, that it's more like instruments, right? Because like if Amar was woodwind and Mimitar was like metal and bass or something like that, then you could mix things in through the voices of the music, not just the tones.
Well, the Amar Supremacy one is more like a copper wind instrument.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
So,
I was
yeah.
just thinking, have you played Outer Wilds?
I did not.
First of all, you need to, but
Otherwise,
Outer Wilds, not what is it? Outer Wild or what is it? Other Worlds. There's another game that sounds exactly like it that came out in the same year. But Outer Wilds is like this space exploration game, and anything more I say about it is going to be spoiling it. But
okay.
there are these different characters. I will say this: there are different characters, and there's this song that they all are playing. But they all play it with their own instrument. There's one person that's doing the beat. There's one person that's doing the harmonica. So you keep hearing the same tune, but it's the instrument that lets you know who it is that you're being associated with. And of course, as you start to hear them combining together and other stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, first time instead of Other World, I heard like Otter World. Like instead of Beaver, let's go into the otters because they're cute too. Sure.
Yeah, I know.
That's winning.
No, it's Outer Wilds.
Wilds.
Yes. As in, the woods.
Yeah. Good.
It's a great game. I recommend it. Anywho, so yeah, obviously the music is pretty cool, and I personally think that the visual stuff that they've added in recently is significantly more poignant. But I do like the fact that, as they point out here, like they're using music to point to specific things, to make to symbolize certain things with the music being used. In other words, just like we were talking about, right? If we hear the same either tone or instrument over and over again, if every time we talk about the Mimitar we hear this, like the We Are Mimitar song, right? We are Mimitar, and it's like it's almost like a
the
didgeridoo in the
sound
background.
that we heard in the trailer. That was really awesome.
Yeah, so they could just any time now that they bring those sounds in, we're gonna know it's Mimitar, right? Like that is the Mimitar sound. I mean, they could establish something else, but like I could definitely see where they could do that as an example.
Yeah, like the Mimitar trailer last year or the year before, it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Like the other one that they did after, it was like, meh.
I also think that if you're in faction warfare long enough, especially with the fact that this is the ebb and flow of the battlefield, like there's going to be some sort of connection to like hearing the sounds, the music go from being the pro enemy side to the pro your side. You know, you come in, you kick them out, and you slowly hear as like the very site itself becomes more yours, you know? I think that that's really cool too.
Yeah, well, those cue, it's how can I say that? Like it helps bringing up some behaviors because it's like a trigger. So if you build up a trigger that way, you can make a lot of great stuff with that.
Right, and that's what they're saying here, that it points to the fact, it's symbolic of the fact, it bases player emotions. We, you know, again, even though you might not like the music, as long as it doesn't give you a splitting headache, you know, the nice thing about this stuff is that it affects you subconsciously, right? Like, you just play it on in the background. I don't listen to like separate music during Eve, so yeah, like the music gets pumped up, and yeah, I'll admit that it does kind of pump me up sometimes. Like when I first get into a Plex and like the beat kicks in, I'm like, oh shit, that's right, we're here to fucking kill stuff, you know? So, yeah. At any rate, I think that's about as much as we can stretch out of this topic like taffy. But yeah, let's see. I had the patch notes too, real quick for today. We were just talking about this earlier. So, yeah, it says lower the respawn time of observatory flashpoint anomalies in Pochfin from 90 minutes to 35 minutes. So, now that Horde has taken quite a few losses in Pochfin, they can allow, you know, Pochfin farming is back on the menu, boys, I guess. What was it before, Drake? Have you been playing around with Pochfin at all?
Yes, I did. I with all my tunes, I get there, kill the drone, and get out.
Ah, yes, that is the way.
Actually, like I did like in the real beginning of the thing, and I got like quite friendly with the Triglavian. And when I came back into Wormhole, well, when I came into Wormhole, and I had like those random connection, and some of my tune could not go through some system, I was like, oh, that's not helping. So I had to go through a lot of ratting to be able to get that strip at the right place.
Yeah.
Aside from that, nah.
I've just resigned myself to being an enemy of Edencom. So
yeah, it's like too vanilla kind of principle behind. It's like we're the elite of Concord. I don't know like how they present themselves.
No, they're not the elite of Concord. They are basically an attempt to unify the naval efforts of the four empires. So it's actually a constituency of all four navies, but it's coordinated by the Edencom department called Aegis.
Okay, so it's like a non-Jov, like a group club of the empires.
Yeah, so Edencom stands for New Eden Common Defense Initiative.
Okay, so like instead of Concord, it's just like let's get rid of whatever Jovs are left.
Right. That's why you see Federation Navy ships and presidential ships and Imperial ships. You don't see Concord ships and you don't see Edencom flagged ships. You see what race they come from, because it's like a coalition more than an entity. With the centerpiece, of course, being Aegis, which is kind of interesting because Aegis was a group that was founded for the new shooter. Actually, it was originally created for foot soldiers and other like breach tactics and stuff like that. So they've been repurposed due to the Triglavian invasion. All right. Let's see. Also, there's corrections to the particle. Did you check out the red Stargazer skins yet?
No, not yet. I was looking at the Lunar Festival one, and I did thank CCP for those Canadian colored skin themed. Really appreciate it.
Well, yeah, that's the red Stargazer ones.
Are those like the red and white?
Well, wait, hold on.
No,
Because there's the
Lunar,
there's
the one that they came out with for the Lunar Festival, for the Chinese like
yeah,
the
with
New
the
Year.
bunny on the side.
Well, actually, like I got like a bunny on the side of some of my ship. It was like, oh no, CCP, what have I done to get that? Like
That happens as a bug quite a bit. When they put a particle effect on one skin, they'll sometimes not have it turned off on
I
other
did not
skins
deserve
from the same
that,
ship.
CCP. Like I don't want bunnies on my ships.
That's fair. No, yeah, but the red and white one with the squares is the red Stargazer one. But then
Okay.
there's also the Imperial Dragon one, which is like the Ishtar and whatnot, which is like solid red with like little red or white trims to it.
You know, I haven't
But-
just tried it yet, but they're supposed to have a graphical update for the kill marks and stuff.
Yeah, so what it does is it actually shoots out all these flares into the back. And I believe that it shoots out the flares based on the size and quality of the kills. Because I watched somebody do it on, like somebody posted a video on Reddit and they were complaining about how lackluster it is because he gets a kill and like this one little happened. But my buddy, his Balgorn got a Typhoon kill, I think it was, and it was just a big firework one with the first kill. So it's not the quantity of kills, or not just that. It is also the quality of the kill that seems to matter. There is a thing here that says that there's some fixes here.
Yeah,
which makes
the quality of the kill. I like that because I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw that this week on Reddit. Someone came out with the point system of Ezekiel or something, and
I
you
did
can
see that.
and you can see like how good the kill is and how much point it gives you, so that you can better understand how the point system works.
See, I always thought that it was like what is it? Whose line is it anyways? Where the points are made up and don't matter.
Exactly. So, like, I haven't tested everything yet, but one of the thing that I want to see is, does the no sec F1 monkey has more point than the low sec solo player, like for the same kill? And that's the kind of thing that I would like to see.
Well, yeah, I think doesn't the points get distributed among the people? So like if you solo somebody, you get a certain amount of points, but if 3 people are involved, it splits it.
Maybe.
That's the thing, right? Like Zkill has this point system, but it's always been. It's funny with all of the things that we complain about being like arcane and obtuse and Eve. Nobody questions the fact that nobody knows how the point system on Zkill works.
Well, that's why it was interesting. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I might have a look into it.
We're going to need an Eve Uni article just on how to understand Zkill, I guess. No,
Sure.
but I do appreciate the fact that they fixed the Marshall particle effect. Apparently, Drake Edelon is taking credit for that. It was kind of funny where basically one of the particle effects went backwards, but the other particle effect like was angled up at like a 45-degree angle. So like on the left side, it was going mostly up, and on the right side, it was going straight back with the little squares and stuff that comes out of it. So I was like, this isn't quite right, but you know. They're fun skins. The thing I don't like about them is the ships that they chose to do them with. Because, like, your first ship that responds to kill marks and you put it on pirate battleships only and not, like, the new Navy ships that you just came out with? I mean, how many kills do you get in Macarials all the time?
Not a lot. Like
Yeah!
Well, when you think of it, like, where do you see Macarials? Like, aside
Snuff.
from, let's say, like, no-sec, like, PvE stuff, you see them, like, on gate camps, with the smart bomb stuff. Where else do you see them, like, bumping Orca in high sec?
Well, you do. I mean, there is the high-end Macarial fleet. Like, Snuff likes to use it, and it is a very, very, very insanely effective fleet. That's actually why I use the Machariel, because it's the one ship out of the line that actually does get used in like a lot of PvP. The Rattlesnake is kind of up there. The Balgorn doesn't get kill mails on its own very much, and the Marshal is insane if you use it. So
yeah, well, if you got the backing to use a Marshal, and you can answer for, I can afford to lose that.
I do have a second Marshal BPC, so
yeah, like, and it's easy to build.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Once you have the BPC, that's when you find out that it is also still a Tech 2 battleship. Like you still have to manufacture a Black Ops battleship, so it's not.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not the end of your journey. Just getting the BPC.
Have you ever gathered the mats to get a jump freighter by yourself?
I have not done a jump freighter.
That's a journey.
Can other people see the particles through your cloak? No, all particle systems turn off when you're cloaked. Yeah, we used to fly them. That's what I'm saying. Like, Machariels are the one thing. That's why I recommend to people that if you're buying the pack and you're not buying it for the Machariel, fucking stash that away, man. Because, like, I can just imagine a giant Machariel fleet, and then suddenly one of the guys just explodes into a bunch of fireworks, and like that being like super cool. And after this period of time, I don't think these skins are ever going to be sold again. Now, there's probably going to be other cool skins in the future. But if you want the Machariel that shoots out fireworks when you get a kill in a fleet, ever, then you're going to have to buy it from one of the people that are buying it today. And if you look at, like, say, the Yule Festival YC119, I think it was, skin, that gold skin with the drapes coming off of it, those skins are fucking priceless now because you can't get them anymore and everybody wants them. That's the thing. You got to ask yourself, are new players, are people in the future going to independently just decide that they absolutely need to have this skin?
By the way, you're speaking of skins. At EVE Montreal, we'll get also like those exclusive skin that you can only get in live event.
The friendship skins.
Yeah, so last year and the year before that was the friendship ones for the Asteroid, the Nestor, and the other one.
I'm pulling it up right now. Stratios,
thank you. This year, I don't know which one's gonna be. Yeah, they're good looking.
This is, hold on. I think this isn't.
Do you get your graphic right?
I do.
Okay.
I did notice earlier, or a while. There we go. This is what it's closer to. This is closer to what it's supposed to look like. I don't know why the Nestor isn't working quite right, but whatever.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. So there's going to be new ones this year. What do you know what they are this year?
No, not yet. I haven't received my super box just yet.
Are you going to give me one?
Well, yeah. When you'll came at Montreal, I'll be really happy to.
What if I make my own bacon ball and like eat it? Like I'll time it, and then like when I know the EVE Montreal is happening, I promise to sit down and eat a ball of bacon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Can
we'll discuss that for sure.
All right, cool. I'll take a pic. We'll do it like old school, like 4chan style. We'll like hold up a piece of paper with like a timestamp and my name, or a clock, to prove that it's the exact time that you guys are starting EVE Montreal.
I like it.
Excellent.
So that you'll be eating with us, but we won't have any way to look at it in live.
Right. It's not that I'm not there. EVE Montreal just got bigger. That's all. It just spans coast to coast now. That's all.
Yeah.
From the Sugar Shack to Ashtrothy's living room.
Yeah, but the Sugar Shack, you need to have like real maple syrup, like fresh one, AAA grade.
I'd be willing to do that. In fact, I think I have real maple syrup. I don't know. I'm reasonably sure that it would not qualify by your standards. I'm just going to go ahead and guess that off the top of my head.
Because depending where you live in the U.S., if you're near the north, there are some places that they got real maple syrup, like Maine, Vermont, and those places.
Right.
They got the real deal. A lot of people got corn syrups, which is, ugh, and just syrup, which is only like sugar, a lot of sugar in water. So it's not the real deal, like really not.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, because it can be pure maple sugar even if it is watered down.
Yeah, well, actually, you won't, because the way like you make maple syrup is from maple water. Okay, so it came straight out of the tree. Then you boil it to get water out of it to concentrate it and take some impurity out of it and everything. Then you get the syrup, and from it, well, you can get like the maple butter and all kinds of sweet stuff. Like you can buy sweets at the sugar shack, and it's just like out of your mind, like kind of delicacies that you got there.
Well, now I'm jealous. All right. No, but
you should be. You should be.
You never know what you're going to learn on this stream. No, that's that's very interesting stuff. I will say, going back a little bit, Drake actually pointed out that there is now a bug where you can see the Marshal with that skin on, even while it's cloaked. So, whoopsie daisy. Hopefully they get to that soon. That would be unfortunate to have your Black Ops battleship, your 10 billionist Black Ops battleship, decloaked because somebody noticed your little particle squares flying through the sky.
Yeah, but there's that, and I don't know if the logo, because sometimes I wonder if the logo when I'm cloaked is actually seeable, because I was like, man, like it came out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that most of the time shuts off too. I mean, like I say now most of the time because I have significantly less confidence now that I've seen that other bug. But yeah, I think it's certainly supposed to. I've actually been a big fan of the whole logo thing. However, it has brought pretty strong attention to people, a renewed attention to the lack of corporation logo customization options, right? Like we've had the same logos for ever, which as a side note, by the way, this is totally unrelated. This is completely unrelated. Okay. We're going to take a stroll, if that's all right with you guys. Sure. If I go, there is something that we noticed the other day. I think it was Riley brought this to my attention yesterday, but there is a series of what we think are Dust 514 corporations that have received what appear to be clearly new logos. I don't know when these guys have gotten added in. If somebody does have more information, let me know. But like you can tell, like that doesn't have, like, it looks like a 3D render a little bit more. It's cleaner. There is other ones too. So Amar Empire.
Can you see when those Marines have been created?
Well, Federal Marines have been referenced a few times, and like I said, I think that this was a Dust 514 NPC thing. I'm not 100% sure though. But yeah, they've been used in the lore a few times. But like most of the Dust 514 corps just have this generic logo, which is that's the default corp logo for those of you who may not know. But like, here's a good one. Here's you want some tinfoil? This logo is the Amarian Templars, which absolutely has connections to Dust 514. So, and it's one of the ones that looks newer. It's just it's very odd. I don't know what's going on.
That's a weird logo. Looking at that, I'm like, just put that like if it was like a maple leaf, like, and just put them together and you got like another kind of leaf. That's super cool.
Well, I mean, it also is kind of almost Concord reminiscent, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Let's see if there was one for the Caldari too. I can't remember. Is that one new? No, that's not new. Who's this? I don't know.
I'm
That might
Ben
not be.
Rush from Sorry in Advance. I've been here for more than an hour now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I'm now.
No, I'm sorry, actually.
I'm yeah. I definitely want to be respectful of your time. We were just kind of.
No, it's not like that. Like, it's just like, yeah, because I have a delay with the YouTube stream, so I don't see exactly what you're looking at the minute. Like, there's a little
That's fair.
delay. But no,
That's
like,
fair.
I enjoyed my time here.
Okay, great. But yeah, so there's a lot of interesting stuff going on right now. And the cool thing is that a lot of the stuff that's going on are being noticed by people just out in space, right? So
Wait a minute. Like, the Caldari one is Situ Oda Task Force?
Yes. SEITUODA.
Well, it's not far from Sutonia.
I don't know. I think most of these organizations existed for a long time. I don't think that they just added in. Although the PKN Interstellar is, of course, pretty new.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if like they do like little hint there, here and there.
They do. I mean, they're clever. They like their Easter eggs. Speaking of Easter eggs, there was actually a really funny one with the video today. You guys saw the scope video today, right?
Yes, I did. It was like only on my phone, but I did look at it. I haven't. I need.
Well,
like,
you
I need
probably
more.
didn't notice this part.
Okay, show me.
Let's see. Where is it? Come on. There we go. Okay, let's see where it is. So if you see here in this scene, he's ordering drinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys see that? So
drinks are. I saw that, but I didn't like flip it over to see what he was looking at.
It's Feto Piss 5 ISK, Blood Raider 5 ISK, Jade Coast 10 ISK, and Skill Injector 10 ISK. He also slides it up and it's oh shoot, there's one frame. Hold on. Pulse
Pulse
Flatline,
something, yeah.
Pulse Flatline 15 ISK and Quaif Ultra maybe 20? Yeah.
Oh, I tasted Quaif in Iceland.
How is it?
Did you add that in the in the US, the Pepsi Blue in the 90s?
Oh yeah.
Pretty much that.
I don't think it shows the price of the Quaif Ultra because it just says ISK there. I don't think it's a spoiler in the Pulse video that we're highlighting the fact that he's ordering a drink. I don't think that.
Well, I don't know. Like, maybe we'll be able to order drinks when we'll get in the shooter, because I play like another game called Deep Rock Galactic. Like, it's with Space Dwarf that you can get drunk before you get sent on an asteroid to mine, and depending on the hull call that you get different kind of buff. And yeah, and you got it. It's funny, like a funny shooter. So maybe they'll get something like that. Like, you get something before your mission and go.
Well, so let me see if I can find this. There is actually an interesting, like, this has happened before, right? Like,
yeah, like I think it was like the Galant, the Caldari, like a future traitor that was going past.
Yeah. Leopold and the Tanuki. You see them meet up in the pulse bar behind them as they're talking. I don't know. Nope, that's not them. But I think it was this one. I don't know. There's stuff going on in the background all the time, and it's like, I don't know, it's
all
kind of
of
interesting.
Easter eggs. Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that like we don't know what, if any of these things are going to be a big deal or not. They're also, if you really want to go full tinfoil, there is this part in which, it's a scope video. In the scope video about this, now I'm truly wasting your time. So
Oh, so right, like,
feel free to say.
my day is over. I'll say
Yeah.
Rock and Stone for the DRG fans because Rock and Stone, and everything is fine. Like my day is over. I've got time now.
Fair enough.
Oh, by the way, if people give you enough money, will you go to Eve Montreal? Let's say like if people give like a few $100 like on your channel right there, right now.
If I was capable of going, then I would be able to go. Now, financial is not the only one. So if there is somebody interested in doing that, I would say hit me up behind the scenes, because I would also have to make sure that I can, find somebody to take care of my son during that time.
Bringing him over.
All that kind of. Right. So I would have to figure out what's going on. It's not just as easy as I have the money, I can go. But it is an interesting and tempting offer for sure. Let's see. Where was it? There was... Yeah. So here is the scene of the scope bar. That's right. It's from the other direction. You can actually see in the scope bar, here is... what's his name? Interviewing. Or here's a... Or is it there? I think that is the guy giving the speech, but it's the girl down here that I want to bring attention to.
Yeah, but there's also like the guy in the background in the middle. Yeah. He's
that's Leopold, and that's Esri, I think. Esri Hokuzuzu.
I'm not that good with names, but yeah, those two.
It's the Tanuki and the... Oh shit! What was his one? Peacock. He's Peacock. She's Tanuki. That's their code names. And he also probably was secretly working for the Deathless.
Have we heard anything from the Deathless after what happened with the Amarians? Not the Amarians.
The problem is that tracking the Deathless is very difficult because he works through these proxies, right? So you can't just... Although the Deathless has actually literally shown up in the lore a few times recently, like the Deathless's group, blah, 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 blah. A lot of the times you'll see Intara Direct Action and... oh, shoot, what was the other one? There's these two groups that always get used together. Anytime you see Intara Direct Action, you should basically think probably the Deathless. So... Yeah, but either way, the thing that got me, this is what keeps me up at night and makes me insane. Okay, so there was this lady that was originally taken a picture of in, or the first time we ever saw her was on Epic Games Store, which if you looked at the online thing, she was standing there, and she has this part off to the side with black hair, and she's got this shoulder with like, not spikes, but like little round cylindrical nobules sticking out of it, right? Almost like a what is it? Mad Max kind of setup, right? And she's got like this robotic body. So didn't think anything of it. We were like, who is this person? That's weird. I want that outfit. Is that an outfit that's coming soon? All this kind of stuff. But we never actually figured out what it was. And then somebody pointed out to me, this girl here that's attending the bartender is her. You can see the shoulders right there. You can see the side of her hair. And as you can see that she's serving that is actually her. She's got the same suit on and everything like that. And so like that got my attention too. Like, why is the lady from the picture also in this one frame that is designed to get you to notice all the stuff that's going on, right?
Well, the answer is quite simple. We're looking for employees everywhere. Like, she's a bartender with a model side job.
Hold on, because it gets a little bit weirder. So then here is the EVE Online Caldari trailer, right? And in it, they show this scene of the city. And this train goes by. But wait. There she is again. She's got the same parted hair. She's got the same shoulder piece. And she's watching this thing happen. So why does she keep on showing up in all of their promotional things in little places?
She's a Caldari employee.
I think she's a Garissa spy.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Well, she's a spy of some kind.
They got
I think that
good supplement, the Garistas.
Whoever it is, I suspect that she might have been the reason why that meeting got ratted out, right? She might have been the agent that detected Peacock and Tanuki's meeting and got them in trouble in the first place, right? Don't go down the rabbit hole. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. No, but yeah, that's my current, like, this is the thing that keeps me up at night.
Okay.
I don't know. I've got a weird.
Yeah. Like I see that you don't need much to keep you like up at night.
I'm just like, I don't know.
You can read a book too, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But then it'd just be Empyrean Age, so.
Yeah, over and over again.
All right, man. I think I'm probably going to be wrapping things up too. So, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Oh well, we did cover quite a lot. I do like. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to be here and talk about Story in Advance. The EVE Montreal is coming, the Beaver Show and everything. So thanks a lot for that.
Yeah. And so one more time, when can people catch the Beaver Show?
It's gonna be like you can get it directly on YouTube. You can get it like the stories will be soon on the pod like any kind of podcast. What else? Yeah, on Twitch it's Tuesday at midnight ish, like midnight 15 Eve time. Well, most of the time, because like we are gonna be switching time soon, so whatever.
Just follow them on Twitch. What is the channel on Twitch?
It's Ben_Canadian.
Ben BEN_Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And when does it go on YouTube?
It's usually on Fridays.
All right. And do you publish them on YouTube separately as like an English version and a Canadian version?
Yep. You can like on the menu you can clearly see and in the title if it's like written in French or in English. Like it's.
That's fair. That's probably a good indicator. All right. Well, yeah. Well, I would like to thank you for coming and talking about all this stuff and filling up over an hour of content. Very nice of you.
Oh,
and
pleasure.
I want to thank you for putting together this EVE event, because I love EVE events and all that sort of stuff. So it's really cool that you're willing to go through all of that. And of course, we always need more EVE content creators. So that's pretty awesome of you. And regardless of whether or not you run for the CSM, I think I said this before, I really, really look forward to you continuing to be a strong voice within our community.
Well, thank you very much. I do really appreciate that.
All right. Well, I think that should be about it for this conversation. So on behalf of Ben and myself, this has been the EVE Universe Show. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, we'll see you in space.
Au revoir.